we're here to discuss how relevant CR is in a downturn, and very often we are happy to talk about, you know, whether the glass is half full or half empty. And recently people have said, hey, my glass is actually completely bone dry. So let's hope that the glass is filling up with a few drops here and there as we see these hopeful little green shoots sprouting up around the world and including here in Malaysia. But corporate responsibility is something that we all know is close to our hearts, and I think we have to be honest with ourselves that this is sometimes something that can be seen to be taking a lower priority in all of our corporations at a time like this.
Yes, I think CR matters, more so during downturn as compared to the booming economy. As they say, of course, charity begins at home. But at CIMB, I think we're making some difference. Our group CEO has just publicly stated that CSR for the next few years will be accelerated. Our biggest initiative is actually the setup of CIMB Foundation. Late 2007, we launched CIMB Foundation. This is actually a vehicle for CSR activities of the whole CIMB group. And I think the change also, the difference also is that we are moving from ad hoc, event-driven and donation-based to more impactful, sustainable activities.
CR, if you have your business strategy and once you finish your business strategy, you say, oh yes, I should do some CR as well, then I think it's a big risk that the moment things get tough, you might cut back on the CR. What we do at Nestle is we embed what we call creating shared value strategy with our business strategy. So we basically look at all our value chain. So being a food company, obviously we start at the raw material at the farmer side. And then we go through distribution to the factories up to the consumer. And then we say, where can we integrate aspects of corporate responsibility into our business? So it's not one department that does it. It's each unit that has a responsibility to have corporate social responsibility or corporate creating shared value programs. So because we are a nutrition company, because we're a food company, and because our objective is to be the leader in nutrition, health and wellness, obviously our first priority is nutrition. So this is the first focus on nutrition. The second one is water, because if you want food, you need to have clean water. If you don't have clean water, you can't grow food, you can't prepare food. That's why water is so important for us. And the third one is rural development, because most of our raw materials are coming from the rural area, and that's another area where we focus on very much. It's also very good to look at waste, you know, elimination of waste, because waste is a cost, but actually is also environmentally a problem. So the more you can reduce and eliminate waste, the less you have a charge on the community and on the environment. So it's really embedded, it's not an afterthought. And that's why, whether the business is good or bad, it's the same, we still do it.
Especially for the SMEs and the SMIs, the smaller boys, right? They don't have actually similar resources as the large MNCs. So for them, the first thing is the protection of their business. Perhaps I can just give you 3 examples. I've actually lived through 3 recessions from '85, so you more or less like know my age now. Okay, I started my career actually in 1985, and the recession came very quickly in '87. Then the next one was '97, now the current one. But the companies that I've seen through that have survived this has actually done something quite interesting. For instance, first it is about protection of the business. There was one business in Indonesia that we were shareholders of. Because the crisis was so severe, you know, there were riots and everything. And the first thing was actually the protection of our staff. So it was the workplace, okay? We had to prepare rice, sugar, all these things. I mean, their daily needs, you know, to make sure that they could sustain, that there was no loss of life for them, because it was about protecting them and their families. Because if you didn't have your employees, you can't start up your business again, okay? So there was one example. The other example that I like to share with you is that currently, because the crisis was so severe, a lot of suppliers went out of business. Now, if you were part of that, if that supplier of yours is your critical supplier, you're going to have a problem in your supply chain. So you will have to think of resources to either secure another supply source if you didn't diversify, or you probably have to give money to that guy to actually or run his business so that that supply chain can still continue. So protection of the business is very critical.
What makes you wake up in the morning to come to work? And they all say is because in Microsoft we have the potential to make an impact in people's lives in whatever that we do. So that inspiration is something that we have to really harness and unleash during these difficult times. And that is why I think during difficult times, the motto that we have and the strategy that we have is going back to basics and making sure that a crisis is not wasted to strengthen your fundamentals. And this doesn't only apply to fundamentals of business leadership, but also fundamentals of employee engagement. And you have to really remind them that there is a longer-term vision. You are here not only because of the monthly, quarterly, annual business objectives, but it's also about the bigger picture.